WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Talking wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that's what this show's about. That's what we've been doing for over 16 years.
No. It's about sports entertainment.
And now here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon and Lucas DeSangro.
Will you stop marking out over there?
Sorry.
Move over, kid. I'm taking your microphone.
You're shallow, you know that?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. I don't remember what the hell I do anymore.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon here, flying solo. After a very lengty and very eventful Turkey Slam event at the MFPW Arena last night, Twitch, I don't know if he's hiding out of potential embarrassment after being eliminated by Bob, the striking dummy at the MFPW. Yeah, it was a crazy night. I'll leave it at that. A lot a lot we can get into with that. Punishment Damian Martinez no longer competing in the MFPW thanks to the main event stipulation. And, okay, Twitch actually texting me that something urgent actually came up, and that's why he won't be able to join us today, and he said he would explain later. So whatever it is, as much as I tend to Mahoney bust with him, I hope that whatever it is isn't super duper serious, and hopefully he'll be back with us next week on the program. A programming note for today, as we have a slightly abbreviated show. I know, something you don't usually hear, but as was informed to me, or was brought to my attention a couple of days ago by El Jefe Roberto, the program director here, Bob Giaquinto, we've got I don't even know if it's high school. No, it's college, I would imagine. The MAC championship game, Delaware Valley University against Widener, and that'll be solely here on 1490 WBCB starting at 12:45. So a little bit of an early departure, but no worries, as there will be plenty to get into. Next week we'll dive deep into the Survivor Series and get the predictions starting to go wrong, as thus far there are 7 matches set on the card, a lot of inter-promotional battles, including, it almost feels like Night of Champions in that it's champion versus champion in a lot of different cases here. 4 out of the 7 matches are, with not necessarily title on the line, they're all non-title matches, but you have the respective Raw champion against the respective SmackDown champion, or the equivalent therein. The Raw Women's Champion, for example, Alexa Bliss, will be facing the SmackDown Women's Champion, either Natalya or Charlotte Flair, whoever wins this Tuesday on SmackDown. So that's a non-title match. And then you have the Intercontinental title against champion, I should say, against the United States champion. The Miz, the Intercontinental champion, against Baron Corbin or Sin Cara, if Sin Cara should happen to win this coming Tuesday on SmackDown. And that's a non-title match. Just kind of, it's weird. It's almost like a Night of Champions and bragging rights combination in terms of Survivor Series. And then, of course, you have the respective tag team titles, or the title holders, I should say, facing one another, as Cesaro and Sheamus for Raw facing off against the Usos, who are the SmackDown tag champs. And the respective heavyweight title holders, well, they'll face off as Universal Champion Brock Lesnar takes on WWE Champion AJ Styles. Yes, that's right, a little bit of a switch over the course of the week here across the pond, as AJ Styles is now the WWE Champion, having defeated Jinder Mahal. Interesting how these things work out here. And then your other matches for Survivor Series, you've got Enzo defending the Cruiserweight title against Kalisto, and you have, because it has to be Survivor Series, or it can't be Survivor Series without the Survivor Series tag team elimination matches, you have one for the women and one for the men. Team Raw against Team SmackDown in both cases. For the women, you have Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and the winner of this Monday's triple threat match between Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Tamina. Or I'm sorry, I'm Mickie James, Dana Brooke, and Bayley. I'm getting ahead of myself here, as Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Tamina are part of Team SmackDown, along with Carmella and Becky Lynch. You have to forgive me, as my voice is a bit hoarse, as the event, it was, as I said, a very eventful night down at Turkey Slam, where you even got to see the ever-brief debut, if you want to call that, or inverted commas, I suppose, of Fearon Burgundy. Yes, I went away from the commentator's booth for a brief moment and kind of let discretion become the better part of valor, as seeing a rather large dark oracle in front of me and not wanting to get manhandled, as I knew I had my obligations here. So I just kind of almost pulled a Drew Carey from the 2001 Royal Rumble and just eliminated myself. But hey, I have one elimination in the Turkey Slam Rumble, one more than Twitch has. So there is that. Also, since the Facebook feedback had brought it up here, and not that it necessarily quite fits in, other than maybe, I don't know, one of the four aces as opposed to aces and eights. John from Northeast Philly wanting to acknowledge, since he was rather representative here in the Philadelphia area for baseball more so than wrestling, although I was going to say one of the other aces I remember seeing at Bound for Glory when they were in Philadelphia, Cole Hamels. But no, one of the other four aces, Roy Halladay, former Toronto and Phillies pitcher, passing away tragically from a plane crash earlier this week at the age of 40. And I don't know what else to say other than anybody dying young, it sucks. What else can I say about it? It's not fun there. But getting back on track here after a slight derailment. So the women's team Raw, Alicia Fox, Nia Jax, Asuka, Sasha Banks, and the winner of the triple threat match between Mickie James, Dana Brooke, and Bayley, taking on Team SmackDown's Becky Lynch, Carmella, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, and Tamina. I'm wondering then if Charlotte Flair ends up winning, if she'll do double duty, or maybe Natalya will take her place in the women's tag match, so that way there isn't two matches with one individual competing in both over the course of the night. And then for the men, you've got Team Raw of Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, and Jason Jordan against Team SmackDown's Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shane McMahon, and then, of course, there was a fifth individual who was named to the SmackDown team this week. And, well, who else could it be?
And his name is John Cena!
Yep, that's right. We'll see Cena back in the ring 1 week from tomorrow. I love that. Love that prank bit. If you haven't seen it online, it's certainly a lot of fun. It's some sort of a radio phone call prank or something along those lines. They called out to a supposed fan, I guess, and kind of left it at that. Anyway, also we've got some news and notes to get into here, including the Alpha against the Omega. We'll let you know about that surprising turn of events from this past Sunday. Also, an interesting book release that is available for purchase on Amazon. We'll tell you what that is, and a casting call in kind of a dubious fashion that occurred regarding Impact Wrestling. Also, a couple of Impact departures to let you know about. And, well, yeah, just a couple of things. Also, what Austin Aries had to say on the Talk is Jericho podcast regarding his WWE departure. And with this past Tuesday being Election Day, one notable former wrestler making his way into a form of political office. No, it's obviously not The Rock in the White House, although we still have about 3 years to see if that might unfold, as that's been teased and kicked around and things of that nature. Plus also a television deal, as well as a renewal of a season for a television show. We'll let you know about all those. Plus, well, Daniel Bryan talking about his ongoing quest to return to the ring and where things are going and how it's actually it might be a little bit more likely than you think. Just kind of putting that out there. So an abbreviated show here. Going to take care of our first time out just a hair early here, and then we'll get to Ed from Northeast Philly on the other side with a look at the local scene and get into those news and notes and who knows what else here in this abbreviated edition of Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
3 ball by Covington is good.
Hi, I'm Robert Covington of the Philadelphia 76ers. Being healthy is important for everybody. That's why Independence Blue Cross created Achieve Well-Being. These new online tools help members eat right, sleep well, reduce stress, and get the exercise they need. Does that mean you'll be able to dunk like me? Probably not, but you can take charge of your health and win 76ers prizes and tickets.
Get the power of independence and get in the game. Learn more at ibx.com/getinthegame.
Listen and watch live from the WBCB studios every Wednesday morning at 8:15 a.m. during Foxwell in the Morning to the Four Paws Doggy Daycare Adoptable Pet of the Week. Four Paws Doggy Daycare is located at 890 West Bridge Street at Snipes Farm in Morrisville, offering daycare, boarding, salon and spa, and training. See the pets available for adoption from area shelters video stream live at WBCB1490.com every Wednesday at 8:15 a.m. You could find your forever pet.
We all have the ability to touch the lives of those around us. To someone going through a difficult time, a text, a call, or a visit can mean so much. Reach out to the veterans in your life today. Let them know they're not alone. One simple act can make all the difference. That's the power of one. If you're a veteran in crisis or know one who is, visit veteranscrisisline.net for free 24/7 confidential support.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
Breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. Gonna break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here, flying solo today as Twitch had an emergency that he said he would explain later. I'm a little concerned about that. But I don't want to blur the lines of reality and radio here. I mean, that is real, so I don't want to make it seem like it's a bit or something. So whatever it is, hopefully he'll let me know and that things are okay. But in the meanwhile, I'm here with you, and I've got news to get into. But first, let's go to the phones and Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. We have Howard Finkel and Kurt Angle at I Play America.
Oh, there's a tandem.
That's, I think, tonight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't been over to I Play America. I've heard about it, and I've heard some fun things, but I'm kind of intrigued. But
November 25th, that is.
Okay, it's coming up 2 weeks from now. Gotcha.
And Alexa Bliss is going to be there on December 1st.
That should be, yeah, that's right, Friday, December 1st. I see here a Q&A session on the 25th, with as well as a meet and greet with Kurt Angle, and Howard Finkel is the moderator for that. The doors open at noon for that, and the start time is at 1 o'clock, and immediately following the Q&A, there's a VIP and photo op type thing. So that should be a lot of fun, and I was going to say, tickets on that look to be anywhere from $25 all the way up to $120. So that's That's certainly an interesting one there. The 120 is the VIP. And then, yeah, Alexa Bliss on Friday, the 1st of December. Tickets range from $25 to $100. And that's doors open at 5. The show starts at 6. And that's a photo opportunity and autograph session there.
We have Damaged 365 Promotions hosting a Survivor Series party at the Old Glory Kitchen in Keys Point, New Jersey. Next Sunday.
Which makes sense because it's on Survivor Series Sunday.
And also, next Roast Beef is going to have something as well in Northeast Philly.
As I say, that one's a little bit closer to home here.
Yes. The one in Jersey, they have Jimmy Hart and Beefcake.
Ah, Bruce the Barber.
It all starts at 5 p.m.
And also a thing of note as I'm looking here on the, that'll be an interesting battle in terms of viewing. It says, as far as for the pay-per-view, due to the Eagles-Cowboys game at 8:30, sound will only be available downstairs for the pay-per-view, though some TVs on the first floor will show the Survivor Series. So if you're looking to look and listen, you'll have to go to a specific spot as a lot of things will be going on there between the Survivor Series and the Eagles-Cowboys NFL game.
Yeah, I've been down in the basement, and it looks like it's a little bit smaller room.
Well, I mean, it gives kind of more of an intimate feel, I would imagine.
Privately, so.
Yeah, that too.
Mick Foley, I'm going to let you handle that one with the book signings.
He's got some signings coming up here.
Yeah, in Bethlehem.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say I haven't looked at like the super far ones here, but yeah, this coming Thursday, the 16th of November, he's gonna be he'll be doing a book signing at the Moravian Bookshop at 6 o'clock. It's part of his book tour that's going around here. It looks like in the upcoming time frame that it's the only time that he's going to be anywhere close to the Northeast here, as his other events are looks like around just after Thanksgiving in North Carolina, and then he's got some things set in 2018. He'll be in New Zealand. And then, of course, WrestleMania weekend, he'll be in New Orleans.
Yeah, he always pops up at that WrestleMania, it seems like.
Well, I mean, it does attract a lot of attention, absolutely.
Yeah. And happy belated birthday to Johnny Cashmere. Was last week, November 6th.
Oh, yeah, Johnny Cashmere. There's there's that name from the past here.
And Trent asked if he was still alive, it would be tomorrow, November 12th.
How about that? Yeah, this past Monday was Johnny Cashmere's birthday.
Yes.
For those here in the
one more
local area.
Mine today.
Oh, well, look at that! Happy birthday, Ed.
I'm.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't about to ask a number there. That's yeah. Some questions are better left unanswered.
And there's that convention coming up next week. I hopefully will get through to some people.
That'll be a lot of fun next week. Although, as I said, I will not be able to make it out there. But the Collector
This time
Fest.
I'm going to try to ask the promoters permission.
I was gonna say I wouldn't get in trouble necessarily, or at least try to.
I didn't know
here.
that promoter was staying behind me when I was trying to get Lauren Van Ness.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to clear these things. That's, I mean, even I know better than that. I mean,
I should know better.
But yeah, that is all at the 2300 Arena next Saturday. It starts at 9, and along with House of Hardcore, and yeah, it looks like a very fun lineup. The New Age Outlaws, Terry Runnels, Devon Dudley, Austin Aries, living legend Larry Zbyszko, Val Venus, Al Snow, Tammy Sitch, Joey Mercury, Super Crazy. Vader scheduled to appear, Jerry Lynn, Raven, as well as Tommy Dreamer. A lot of the Extreme Originals, the Sandman, Mikey Whipwreck, Justin Credible, Shane Douglas, the FBI, as well as Big Sally Graziano, the Blue Meanie. Of course, Virgil's going to be there. Earl Hebner set to be there. I know we talked to him about him last week. Nikolai Volkov, Bull James, Matt Cross, Luke Hawks, Bill Apter, just to name a few.
And Robbie E., I think, just signed.
Oh, Rob. Okay, they may not put it up on the Collector Fest website then.
That's about it.
Alrighty, appreciate the look at the local scene as always, Ed, and we'll catch up with you next week when we're back for the full hour.
All right.
Thank you. Much appreciated there. All right, let's get into some news and notes here in this abbreviated edition, as we're only on here till 12:45, as we've got Widener football coming your way, and also going to let you know more signings coming your way, courtesy of George's Cards and Collectibles, including for the hockey hosers out there. Flyer star Jake Voracek, he'll be at the George's new Oxford Valley Mall location on Saturday, November 25th from 3:30 to 4:30. And due to extenuating circumstances, the Robert Hagg signing that was scheduled for tomorrow has been rescheduled for Monday night, December 11th from 7 to 8 p.m. And your tickets are, if you purchase for that, are valid on that date. And if need be, you can seek out George's Cards and Collectibles for a refund if you're unable to make the rescheduled date. And don't forget that George's has 3 locations for all of your cards and collectibles needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing, and in the Oxford Valley Mall on the second level next to Starbucks. For more information, go to georgescollectibles.com and follow George's Cards and Collectibles on Facebook. All right, we've got some news and notes coming your way, including the Alpha versus the Omega. Yes, Chris Jericho against Kenny Omega has been announced for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 12 event on January 4th, 2018 in Tokyo, Japan at the Tokyo Dome. Video featuring Jericho issuing the challenge aired on the NJPW Power Struggle event, and Jericho and Omega had a recent Twitter feud to set up the match, although it was kind of surprising as Jericho has been touring with Fozzy and has his connections with WWE, so there's no word yet as to what this means for Jericho and WWE or New Japan Pro Wrestling and WWE for that matter, but the dream match is obviously huge news for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that's coming up in just a few weeks, the Thursday, January 4th. It's one of those strange things with Wrestle Kingdom is they have it on the same date every year, no matter what day of the week it is. So it's not like it's around a certain time frame like a WrestleMania or something like that. But it is always on January 4th, which this year falls on a Thursday. So that should be interesting. Also, a book release that was just announced, Crazy Like a Fox, the definitive chronicle of Brian Pillman 20 years later. It's available for purchase on Amazon. The 318-page book offers the most in-depth analysis of Brian's entire personal and professional life, with unheard details of his football and wrestling careers, complemented by exclusive interviews with close friends, colleagues, and wrestling reporters, including members of the Pillman family, Dave Meltzer, Kim Wood, Bruce Hart, Raven, Shane Douglas, Jim Cornette, Mark Madden, Mark Coleman, Les Thatcher, Alex Marvez, Mike Johnson, and many more. I'm definitely going to have to pick that up here. As, not too long ago here, I think, I'd met Alex Marvez. He was actually in here in studio doing some football things here. And, of course, Les Thatcher know really well. And, I'm curious to see what they have to say regarding that here. And something also that's kind of curious, Impact Wrestling working with Smith Casting to hire extras to attend their television tapings in Ottawa, Ontario last week. That's right, Smith Casting issuing a tweet offering extras $12.50 per hour for 4 hours of work, and the tweet noting that the extras must be at least 16 years of age or have a parent or guardian with them at all times, and it also mentioned that fans may be given signs to hold up and encourage potential extras to make their own signs. Oof. It's never good when you have to pay somebody to show up. But given the fact that you have the same venue being worked 5 nights in a row, that there might be a little bit of overkill, so that's kind of their way to make things look more interesting than they necessarily potentially could be, at least to that Ottawa audience. Also, speaking of Impact Wrestling, a couple of departures. Bram announcing that Impact Wrestling granted him his contractual release this past Tuesday. So I guess that's kind of a best in future endeavors type thing. Also, James Storm finished his run with Impact this past Thursday night's television taping in Ottawa. Storm delivering a farewell speech at the end of the taping and also acknowledged his departure on Twitter, tweeting a picture that reads, quote, "Sometimes God closes doors because it's time to move forward. He knows you won't move unless your circumstances force you. Trust the transitions. God's got you," end quote. The tweet also has had a few ellipses and the hashtag #ThankYouStorm, along with a beer emoji in reference to his Beer Money tag team that he was part of for quite a while. Also, New Japan Pro Wrestling has signed a television deal with Discovery Communications in India. The New Japan Pro Wrestling show will air on D Sport, which is the Indian home for Ring of Honor and Lucha Underground programming. So D Sport looks to be the channel to go to in the country of India when it comes to professional wrestling. Also, oh man, some news that came my way courtesy of a friend of the show, Sam from Mount Royal, New Jersey. According to Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were sent home from the European tour this past Wednesday for what was deemed, quote, unprofessional behavior. Ooh. Neither Owens nor Zayn nor WWE commented on the situation, but given that neither of them were on Survivor Series, I'm wondering if that may have something to do with it. It's hard to say, and you never know what happens on the European tour, as shown or evidenced, 15 years ago with the infamous plane ride from hell, if you remember that. Well, yeah, we talked about it at fairly great length earlier this year on the 15-year anniversary, or 15 years to the day of it, so I don't use the WWE math on that. Also, former WWE and TNA wrestler Matt Morgan was elected to City Council in Longwood, Florida on Tuesday. Morgan telling the Orlando Sentinel, quote, "This city tonight feels very liberated. We sent a very, very strong 1-2 punch. No more career politicians here in Longwood," end quote. And Morgan winning his race with 59% of the vote and stating that his first plan is to deliver higher wages for the police and fire departments. So it'll be interesting to see how that's done. I'll admit that governmental actions are not exactly my strong suit, but I'd imagine in order to deliver higher wages, that means either budget cuts or an increase in taxes. That just makes logistical sense, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm not. The only politics I try to talk about are backstage wrestling politics, because that keeps me out of trouble that way, at least for the most part. And someone else trying to avoid trouble was Austin Aries, who he went on the Talk is Jericho podcast to explain his departure from WWE. Aries stating that he was simply told that the company had nothing for him creatively. He said he respects their decision and also appreciates that the company let him train at the Performance Center during his 90-day non-compete clause while he was rehabilitating from an injury. He also stressed that his match with Neville being left off of the WrestleMania DVD had nothing to do with his departure. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess it's one of those you have to take it at face value, but I'm sure there's going to be a few people who might be skeptical of that. But, let them be skeptical, I suppose. And finally, the main event of Ring of Honor's final Battle pay-per-view event has officially been announced as Cody versus Dalton Castle for the Ring of Honor Championship. The event will be held on Friday, December 15th at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. We're just about coming up on our second and final time out here, as we're about 10 minutes away from football here on WBCB, Delaware Valley University and Widener, the MAC championship game. And Also got to let you know that today is a good day to get teabagged at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Yesterday marking the bottle release of Bubba's Sour Tea Bag, last year's Cinnamon Plum Ale, soured in a wine barrel and aged on plums for 9 months. Bottles are just $15, and today is a frickin' awesome Saturday, as currently on, as they opened at the about 35 minutes ago. Currently on is a dry-hopped Amarillo Impact IPA. That sounds pretty good, and I'm not usually a hop kind of person. And also tonight, live original music from Basmati Vice and Robbery Inc. Just a couple of reasons why it's always a good time at the Broken Goblet Brewery, 1500 Grundy's Lane in Bristol, PA. Broken Goblet Brewing, the semi-official brewery of Pro Wrestling Weekly. Going to take care of our second and final time out here, come back with some more news and notes, a couple little other tidbits, and also get into the birthdays before making our way over to the Widener game. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, it's Pete from Chicky and Pete's, where we love the holidays. Bring your party to Chicky and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends. Order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office, or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit chickyandpete's.com for details. Chicky and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Brooks Kangaroo. We hop to it.
As the year end is here and we celebrate the holidays, Joey says, let's remember those who are in need and let's give in the spirit of the season. And we are giving to Bucks County. So, to say thanks to the people of Bucks County, we continue our holiday roof giveaway. If you know of a family in need who is facing tough times, call us today and nominate them for our holiday roof giveaway. We'll provide the details for awarding a residential roof to a family in need. You see, we live here too, and we're your neighbors, and we appreciate the opportunity to serve the folks of Bucks County, and we give back. Let's remember those in need this holiday season and reach out to help. That's something we can all hop to. Call today, we're a hop away. Tell them, Joey.
Brooks Kangaroo. We hop to it.
Hop to our website, abrooksconstruction.com.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management. Hi, Merrill Reese inviting you to join Delco Times beat reporter Bob Groats and a different Eagle each week for the Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA. Listen and watch our video stream on Facebook Live as we broadcast each week from a different Chickies and Peaks location near you and take a look deep inside the game. The Pro Football Report, presented by BCWSA every Thursday night from 6 to 7, right here on 1490 WBCB and 610 Sports.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, November 11. On this date in 1996, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from St. Petersburg, Florida. In the main event, the Faces of Fear defeated the American Males in a tag team match. On this date in 2007, TNA held its Genesis pay-per-view. In the main event, Kevin Nash and Kurt Angle defeated Booker T and Sting in a tag team match with Angle's TNA World Heavyweight Championship on the line. On this date in 2012, TNA held its Turning Point pay-per-view. In the main event, Jeff Hardy defeated Austin Aries in a ladder match to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2013, WWE Monday Night Raw was taped in Manchester, England. In the main event, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan fought Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins to a no contest in a handicap tag team match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, November 11.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you for just a few more minutes as we've got Widener football coming up and a couple of little tidbits to get into before we do that, including El Rey Network. It's greenlit the 4th season of its hit Lucha Libre series, Lucha Underground, the wrestling series. It was announced yesterday by El Rey Network president and general manager Daniel Tibbetts. Production will begin in Los Angeles in early 2018. And one other tidbit, Daniel Bryan speaking with the New Jersey Devils All Access podcast, which was in part with Arca O'Dowd. You remember him from The Score and briefly as Kyle Edwards in WWE. But Daniel Bryan speaking about his quest to receive medical clearance to return to the ring, saying, quote, "So I'm in the process of trying to get cleared, but it's a tricky situation. It's an interesting situation to watch because 10 years ago it would have been completely different, and 10 years from now it will be completely different because what it is a concussion issue." And so one of the things that's interesting is where will the testing take us? Because right now the issue is they look at me and say, you've had X number of concussions and you've had post-concussion seizures in the past, and because of that, we won't allow you to wrestle. But all of my testing is excellent. All of my MRI scans, my neuropsychological testing, my EEGs, all that kind of stuff is excellent. So now they're pushing it forward. There's better level testing. So now I'm doing these things called nuclear spec scans of my brain, which is showing where the oxygen is going, how my brain is actually working in real time. And my first scan is saying, okay, you've got the brain of about anybody who has played college football, but not anybody who has had a lot of impact, just played college football. And now I did some treatments that are hyperbaric oxygen therapy thing, and now it's way better than that. It's as if I was a guy who played a couple of years of high school football. And they think with 80 more treatments, which I'm on the way to completing, my brain will look like someone who has never played a contact sport in their entire life. I've passed all of my current testing, but because of my history, they're afraid of what could happen. And so it's a liability issue, and so that's kind of battle that... that's kind of the battle, I should say, and you can see both sides of it, end quote. Bryan also said there is an 85% chance that he will wrestle again and a 15% chance of WWE clearing him, and, quote, there's a good chance, end quote, he'll wrestle elsewhere if they do not clear him. So that should be interesting. We'll see how that goes for Daniel Bryan. Also want to let you know, the MFPW returning to the world-famous Monster Factory at 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey, Saturday, December 2nd for the Middleweight Medallion, a one-night tournament for the middleweights to shine. And that is Saturday, December 2nd at the MFPW Arena, 541 Mantua Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. Tickets available now at eventbrite.com. And make sure to check out the MFPW and all things Monster Factory on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as at monsterfactory.org. And check out past matches, bios, bloopers, and more at the mfnetwork.com, which is the home for Monday Night Monsters. Oh, yes, and it was certainly the home of Turkey Slam 2017 last night. Congrats to LSG, Leon St. Giovanni, for winning the Turkey Slam Rumble, and congrats to Nick Camarado, the Freak Beast, as his team beat the Punishment Martinez-led Pride of Anarchy to victory, and now Punishment Martinez can no longer wrestle in the MFPW. So we've got about a minute and a half left, so that means it is time for...
birthdays!
Thank you, Lucas. 2 and 2 here. Little Chuck Woolery action. On this date in 1963, Monty Kip Sop was born, the former WWE Intercontinental Champion, King of the Ring, and 11-time tag team champion known as Billy Gunn, turns 54 today. On this date in 1994, Lionel Gerard Green was born, the 2016 Ring of Honor Top Prospect Tournament winner and current NXT competitor who is still reeling from Twitter thumb and mouth disease from his comments on the recently future-endeavored Emma, better known as Lio Rush, turns 23 today. We talked about him last week with that. And 2 Brucey bonuses outside of the world of wrestling. First, on this date in 1951, Mark Berkowitz was born, the television personality, comedian, and game show host best known for hosting Unwrapped on the Food Network, and, to my generation, host Mark Summers of Double Dare of Nickelodeon fame turns 66 today. And on this date in 1974, Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born, the critically acclaimed actor known for award-winning roles in films like Titanic, The Aviator, The Wolf of Wall Street, and The Revenant, among many others, turns 43 today. That's going to do it for me. I'll be back next week with the full show. For now, stay tuned as we have Widener football and Delaware Valley University here on